Hello everyone, welcome back to Day One Dev channel. Today we're going to talk about the build information, how to generate a build. Based on our last pipeline, which you might have seen at the video which I broadcasted, uh, we talked about packages, how to build a package for a Java project using Java Spring PetClinic project, which is a Spring Boot. So where we talked about a lot of things, how you can create a jar file and how JFrog CLI simplifies to uploading a package to Artifactory. All right. So today we're going to talk about the next step of a package, which is this is a build information. This is going to be value added, especially for your information security within your organization, as well as the developers. So why it is value added? You can see here I did documented a couple of information, which US federal documentation where we call as NIST. This is one of our organization where we do a national, I don't remember what is a full abbreviation, but it's one of our security governance from a cyber security perspective. It's an information technology laboratory, which is NIST is an US organization. That's why you see it as a GOW. They define all the standards you can see under here. National Institute of Standards and Technology, US Department of Commerce. They define the kind of a spec, why it's going to be value added, and you can read a lot of our documentation here. They have a certain standards, they define it. So there's a one part, and if you see it, and the one is US Cybersecurity Agency also has their own specifications on top of that, and US Department of Commerce under NTIA Gov is also published SBOM. So the short abbreviation is a SBOM, statement of bill of material, and also you can see sometimes S is also called as a software bill of material. Right. So the simple version of this one is called a build info. So when you create a package, the package will give you a lot of information about the what kind of a jars you've been embedded and from where they're downloaded, as well as you can see how this environment has been configured, and you can also attach certain things which I'm going to give you a walkthrough and all that stuff. So I use this pretty much pipeline which I've been sharing here. You can see here Maven build information using a JFrog CLI. So all this is built over Artifactory using a Jenkins. So coming to a big picture of our pipeline, you can see here I was doing it, and I'll go over some deep dive of this pipeline. Let me come out of a Blue Ocean plugin, and you can see that part. So I'll open this build information, and I'll go to the pipeline, go to the project, go to the pipeline overview. So you can see here deep dive about a pipeline. You can see here we talked about a package. Underneath we have a certain things. Directly I'll jump over to a build information. So if you see here build information as part of this second stage out of my entire pipeline, where I have sub-stages called a collect environments. I'll show you that what is a collect environment, and I'd get in a VCS information, which is your source code information as part of your package. Then you're publishing build information, and I'm doing a build scan of that package. Okay. So now after you published all the steps, finally you have a package. You can see here same build number, which I went through 10. And generally I follow standard as my build ID is the number of ID generated by your Jenkins, and build name is always the project name. So if I go back to code, the top level, you can see here, this is my project name. I defined it here because I'm creating a multiple videos on a DevOps side. And then I have a build ID, which as you can see here, which is coming from a Jenkins. So once the package is created and publish a build information, now let's go back and see the information, right? So if you see here, this is a jar which has been created, and it has been documented where exactly the package is, the jar file, which has been created by this project, and the POM integration. So we'll talk about the Cyclone DX, which is a JSON file. We'll talk about it later, right? So as part of this, we collected some environment information here. So you can see here, all this information is captured here. All this information, what you can see is where I built this package and what kind of an environment configuration it is, my Jenkins is. So there's a lot of information is captured for in future, if you want to do some debugging and all the stuff, you'll get this information. And coming to the VSCS information, which is your source code, you can see here, I captured it. This is coming from my Git repository code. This has been built from based on my Git repository, right? Now, coming to the build publish, this is where I'm publishing my build, which is you have seen this one. There's a build publish, I'm doing it. And build scan. So if you are a JFrog Xray scan product customer, you should use this scan, because once you uploaded a package, it will scan and it will tell you the vulnerabilities. So now let's take the step. What is build information is, so the bigger picture. So you can see here, all this information is captured, and you can see this source code information, which also you have seen it here under VCS. And this is where you talk about all this generation of a JSON file. This is where you capture all the vulnerabilities. We'll go over this JSON file in a few minutes. Now, as coming to the jar files, you can see here from where what version of a jar I'm using it, and from where this jar has been downloaded. Also, you see a record is here. This has been captured on my local repository. If you are running your Jenkins on Kubernetes platform or on some other master worker nodes, you'll see this M2 repository has been configured. So sometimes if you're downloading from Artifactory, the packages, all this, if you set it as your settings on your repository of Maven, you see all this information there. So you'll have that. All right, so now let's go over our file, which we talked about, JSON file, right? So let's go to our artifact. Let me go back to the project 10. And I missed it now. Okay, so this here, I'll download this file and I'll show you what is this about. Okay, let me close the windows. I think there's a lot of things I was doing it. So maybe I should. Okay, so if you see here, this is where it defines the file which I downloaded just now. And you can see all this information about your packages, all the vulnerability information, because it has all this information has been documented, and you can use this file. And if you're using any security vulnerability tools, which you can share this with your security team, and it has all this licenses here. There's a package of this jar file, SL4J. It's been under MIT license. If your security team, if you identify there's some licensed softwares you're using it, non-Apache or MIT, then you might need to procure a license from your organization, so that way you're not violating enterprise issues for a later stage, where the company finds out and they might be coming back and going through legal actions. So all this information, this is also helpful for your internal legal team. They can use it, and they can see all this information where they've been captured and how they are. So this is also value-added information, build information. It's not just for a developer perspective, but when you're looking at yourself, where this kind of a value, what kind of a developers he's bringing in, the jars from where he's doing it, and what kind of licenses your project is using it. All this will help you to get in this build information. I hope you learned something new on this part. Please subscribe to Day One Dev, and I'll come back with a new videos on from DevOps, how to set it up, all this stuff. Right? Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.